So inhale, exhale. That's the way you're supposed to breathe. Is this thing on? Yo, baby number 4 is a hey, and welcome back to my channel. I am Shadiamond, a homeschooling mom to an age 6 and 3-year-old, and I'm also expecting, as you can tell by the title, this is going to be my second trimester recap. At the time of this video, I am currently 26 weeks, and if you're not familiar with the trimesters, the end of the second trimester is the end of week 27, which would be like next week for me. So I said, let me come on here and just give a recap for those that are new to the channel. I am a mom of 3. This is my fourth pregnancy, and I've been trying to document the journey because I have learned so much this last pregnancy, like from the care I received to the symptoms I've been having to just a lot. Do you hear me? A whole lot. And it's like, even if you've had children, things change. No pregnancies are the same. So I just want to just talk about some things that I'm doing throughout my pregnancy. I tried to document in my phone some of the changes or symptoms or things that I've been experiencing, or something new that I've tried, read, or learned, just so I can share with either first-time moms or moms who are looking to get a little bit more information regarding pregnancy, right? I do notice that a lot of moms, you know, of course you go through the first time mom phase, but even the second baby, you're like, well, I wasn't prepared enough, or I didn't know this, or whatever the case may be. So that's where I'm coming in and just sharing my experience, especially being a mom of 3 kids who stays at home and homeschool. Like, yeah, things have been pretty interesting this time around. So let me find where I've been keeping my notes at. Hopefully I didn't delete it. If y'all hear kids in the background, I'm a stay-at-home mom. They're always here with me, okay? Last trimester, I shared a first trimester recap, and I kind of announced my pregnancy, and you know, kind of really told you like how I was feeling and things of that nature. So second trimester start around week, I think 14. Okay, yeah. So second trimester is week 13 through 27. And if you know anything about the first trimester, it can be really hard for people who are pregnant, whether they're doing morning sickness, can't keep anything down, nauseous, food aversions, what else? It could be headaches, it could be just very fatigued, it could be a whole list of symptoms, right? And so for me, during the first trimester, I didn't have morning sickness, but I was kind of like weak if I didn't eat food immediately. And that was something I was kind of worried about. So when I got through the second trimester, I started to feel better around week 16. Week 16, I started to feel better because during the first trimester, come on, open the door. So you have to watch the first trimester video to really get a full gist of my symptoms and stuff like that. But I started to feel better around week 16. I had more energy. I wasn't like weak the whole day. I could like hold down foods and stuff like that. I just started to feel a whole lot better. So much energy. I feel like I could run a marathon most days, and it was like really nice, right? So I'm like, I still have to do something different, because during the first trimester I was experiencing like a lot of like abdominal pains that I've never experienced before. Granted, this is baby number 4 or pregnancy number 4, but it's like something doesn't feel normal, right? And so I was feeling a lot of like abdominal pains. I'm not sure if my back and stuff was hurting as well, but all in all, I figured out that I needed to start pelvic floor physical therapy. So I feel like I started that around week 17 or week 18. I went to my OB appointment, and I was telling her my symptoms, and I was like asking her, hey, you know, would you recommend a pelvic floor therapist? And she was like, of course, right? She was like, I'm surprised you have not gone before now, since this is your fourth pregnancy. Those symptoms are dealing with your core strength and you know, if you know anything about moms, they often complain about their back. They complain about maybe not being able to hold their urine or having to rush to the bathroom. They complain about maybe hip pain or abdominal pain, or you see them with like a pudge even after they have their baby, right? So it could be diastasis recti, right? And so I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. My son did wear 9 pounds 3 ounces. I didn't really do anything to like strengthen my core after I had my son. I didn't really like work out really hard or anything like that. I just kind of took it slow. I wore my abdominal binder. But as far as, I knew I had diastasis, diastasis recti. I knew like the extent of my abs separating, but I didn't really know what steps to take to really fix that problem, right? My stomach wasn't pudging or anything, so I thought I was okay. But all in all, my OB recommended a pelvic floor therapist. She sent a referral. I started therapy like within the next 2 weeks after that, and it was really good. It was really good. Actually, today I went to pelvic floor therapy, and I'm gonna try to insert some clips of some exercises that I was doing. But basically, when I got there, she did an assessment of like my core muscles, so had me to try to engage my core. She assessed like how strong my legs were, like my knees, my hips, based on certain things that she did. She didn't do anything internal, which I know a lot of people are like afraid of, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want that either. But based on what I was telling her, different symptoms I was having, even symptoms in the past that I did not know was connected to your core, everything connects back to your core, okay? So if you're weak in any area, if you're weak in your core, you're gonna feel it in your back, you're gonna feel it in your abdomen, you're gonna feel it maybe even on down some more. So mamas, even if you already had kids, you're years postpartum, whatever case may be, you probably still need to see a pelvic floor physical therapist, okay? Someone who specializes in the pelvic floor, okay? That's my little tidbit. But all in all, I've been going to therapy. Maybe I've gone 6 times since then. And each time we've incorporated more workouts, like with the resistance bands and just a whole lot of workouts. So as I said, I'm going to insert some clips. I've been learning so much, like so much, and I have been seeing progress of, you know, back pain. Like if I walk too long, I start to experience certain stuff, or if I stand too long, I can experience a little back pain and stuff like that. And since I've been going to therapy, I have noticed a big difference. I have noticed that I'm getting stronger, and I love that for me. So I really wanted to share that, because I know a lot of moms may be experiencing aches and pains during pregnancy and think it's totally okay that it comes with pregnancy. Some symptoms are normal, but some signals that your body needs to be stronger in certain areas or something is going on. So don't be afraid to ask your provider, or if you just know like these are signs of a weak core, these are signs of this, advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. So as I said, when I started pelvic floor physical therapy, my first appointment was like just to getting to know a little bit more about me, the symptoms I'm having, what I would like to work on and stuff like that. And I told her like, hey, I want to get stronger. I know my legs, like my bottom half is a little bit on the weak side. I want to strengthen that because you really use those muscles, everything down there when you're getting ready to push your baby out. And I definitely felt it with my son. Like I just need to strengthen that area and just need more exercises, things to do to make sure that I am fully equipped and well prepared. Now, something that we focus on every visit is something called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. So you can look that up. It's gonna be hard for me to explain to you, but basically you're breathing the opposite way that you know, right? But long story short, when I inhale, I'm supposed to like let my belly extend, and then when I exhale, I'm supposed to like engage my core, or basically like squeeze my baby. So inhale, exhale. That's the way you're supposed to breathe. to strengthen your core even during labor and stuff like that. And I'm like, I did not know that. I thought I was breathing good. I know how to control my breathing, but I didn't really know specifically that I was breathing backwards, right? And so it takes some time to get used to. Sometimes I still struggle with it because when I'm working out, I have to do that. Like when I'm doing squats, I have to exhale and go down, or when I'm lifting weights, I have to exhale and engage my core. So it takes a while to learn, right? But yeah, I feel like I'm talking so much about pelvic floor physical therapy, but it's very, very important because it has been a game changer for me, and I'm going to recommend it to everybody I know. Okay, so some things that we use there, of course, is the physical therapy office. So they have a ton of equipment. We've used things like a yoga ball, we've used things like the Pilates ring, resistance bands and stuff like that. I actually ordered a kit so I can show you and link this from Amazon. So it came with this Pilates ring, it came with this ball, and it came with 3 resistance bands, right? Different resistance, of course. So this was a set that I ordered because I use a lot of this stuff every time I go, and I can kind of insert a clip of using the Pilates ring because I did have to do that today, and I use it often, right, in different ways. But yeah, I'm just so grateful that I have a provider who listens, and that I was able to get a peek of what people were posting on the internet. I have been following somebody for a few years who's a pelvic floor physical therapist who went through multiple pregnancies, who's healed her, you know, abdominal separations and stuff like that. And it's so like I had prior knowledge, so we're working on that. Okay, I'm moving on. That was really, really long. So I started to incorporate more workouts, more walks. I even ran a few times. During second trimester, my cravings slowed down completely. First trimester, I was craving spice, jerk, buffalo, jalapeno, just spicy things. Hear me out, spicy things. I will take out the gender of baby number 4. Just keep watching this video, right? I'm leading up to it. I'm trying to follow the timeline, okay? My cravings started to slow down, which was amazing. And of course, I already mentioned I have a lot more energy. Well, it's kind of slowing down now because I'm going towards the 3rd trimester, but a lot more energy. But it felt so much harder to work out and stretch around week 18 to 20. I'm not sure if that's because, you know, I realized that certain areas of my body is weaker than others, or that I just needed to strengthen it, right? Because first trimester, I couldn't work out. Like, I would lounge most of the day. I would be in bed when I didn't really have to cook or interact with the kids or whatever the case may be. So that week 18 and week 20, it was a lot harder to work out, but I had to work out. Each time I went to my therapy appointment, I was working out for at least an hour. So it got me in the rhythm of, you know, learning what to do. And then I'll pull up workouts on YouTube, prenatal yoga, prenatal stretches, prenatal Pilates, like workouts that incorporate weights. So I'm not talking like I do this like 5 days a week, because I don't. Maybe 2 days at best, and I just try to get a lot of steps in. But it was harder. It was harder. The stretching I did more often because I was shown which stretches I need to focus on to strengthen these areas. But yeah, so we did start back up homeschooling at the beginning of August. I want to say it was August the 4th when we started back homeschooling. So we just jumped right in. I was like, look, we're preparing for baby in a few months. Let's get our routine back together. Let's make a lot of progress. Let's get in our groove. You know, let's not put things on hold, right? Because I do want to take a break once baby gets here. I do want the kids to just be fully present as well, you know, adjusting to their roles and how things will change for us. And I don't want it to be like, no, now it's homeschool time, you can't, you know, be over here and do this or whatever the case may be. So that's that. Now for the part that you're probably here for. Around week 20, day 6, about 21 weeks, I found out the gender of baby number 4. Okay, so before I did this anatomy scan, I didn't do the early test, the early blood test or anything like that. We waited the full time because initially my husband was like, no, I just want to wait until birth to have a surprise, you know, be surprised and stuff like that. And I was fully on board. And then, well, initially I was like, oh, I don't know, I want to know. But then when I got fully on board, he changed his mind. So we waited until the anatomy scan. I'm kind of glad I did because I don't know. I really had no clue. My symptoms were all over the place. This pregnancy feels still so different from the first 3, and I have 2 girls and 1 boy. So I'm like, I can't really compare it to anything besides the craving of the spice I experienced in my first pregnancy. So I was kind of unsure, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, girl. My husband, on the other hand, he was thinking boy. You know, he wanted another boy. You know, of course, my son wanted another brother. And so it was like, okay, let's see. I'm gonna go into this appointment. We're gonna do this anatomy scan, and we're gonna see. So, drum roll, please. Baby number 4 is a. How do I share? Let's see. What is something that I can show without telling y'all? Baby number 4 is a girl. I'm so excited, like so excited to share all of the things, y'all. The first thing I did once I found out the gender, I went right to Target, which is like a minute down the road, and went and picked out some onesies. I just wanted to get something like girl item. Before I found out the gender, I didn't buy not one baby thing. I was looking in the baby section, but I didn't grab a wipe, a washcloth, a toy, nothing baby related until we found out the gender. And I only bought like a set of onesies that day. Since then though, I have been getting things little by little, but we're just so excited, like so excited. Everything looks good, everything's going good. So yeah, we're excited. So excited. So now, okay, I want to move on to my baby registry. So I had started my baby registry before I found out the gender, and I was starting to put like essentials, things I would need, like what did I put on there? I knew I would need another like car seat and stroller. I knew I would need like the muslin burp cloths and things like that. So I didn't put anything that was related to gender on there, like no clothing, nothing girly, nothing boyish, just neutral things. Even with the cloth diapers I was putting on there, I didn't include like any covers at the time until I found out the gender. So I am going to link my baby registry in the description box if you would like to support us. I know a lot of you have been inboxing and asking like, when you drop the registry, what are you having, things of that nature. I got y'all. Check the description box below to be able to support us, okay, and welcoming our baby number 4. So something else I did in the second trimester so far is tried a new prenatal vitamin. So initially, I think I started off with like early chapter. Is that the name of the brand? Early chapter. I think I'm saying it wrong. Oh, it's not early chapter, it's new chapter prenatal vitamin. And then before that, I was using the Garden of Life raw. Is that right? Let me see. I switched vitamins a few times because I was feeling a certain type of way. You know, certain vitamins definitely kind of make you feel more nauseous and stuff like that. So I was kind of switching around to see if it was the vitamin or if it was normal like hormonal, you know, shifts because of pregnancy. So I did take the Garden of Life vitamin code, which was a raw prenatal organic. I like that one, but I had to take like 3 a day, and I used to always forget to take them because I didn't want to take it all at once. And then I also had First Chapter, their prenatal vitamin, and I think that's like 1 a day, and that was okay. It was okay. And then I switched again to, is it Mega in me? Mega Food. Mega Food prenatal vitamin, the baby and me too. So I was reading reviews on that and saw a lot of good reviews. And the only thing with this one that I got is I have to take 4 of these a day. So I was trying to figure out where I can get just 1 a day, a 1 a day pill, and call it a day. Somehow I increased 1 to 4, but for this one I usually do 2 in the morning and then 2 at night, and that kind of gives me my dosage. So Mega Food Baby and Me Too. Am I gonna stick with it throughout the pregnancy? I'm not sure just yet. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. All of my blood work and stuff have come back really good. No issues, no concerns. I feel really good, so I think I may stick it out with this one unless I find something better. But that's the prenatal vitamin that I am currently taking, or have been taking this second trimester. Second trimester is also when I started to gain weight. So during the whole first trimester I gained not 1 pound. I didn't lose anything, I didn't gain anything, but towards like mid-second trimester I started to notice that I started to, you know, gain weight. And my children were like, your stomach is getting bigger. It's like every day it's getting bigger. So that's something that I look forward to. Just experiencing, you know, the weight gain, experiencing the baby kicks and all of that, because she's very, very active, very, very active, okay? And then also the children, my children and my husband, you know, got to start feeling her as she kicked. It's more visible. They can feel it. She's responding to touch. So if we poke at my belly, she'll kick back sometimes. When she hears familiar voices, or if I start, you know, like talking, or my husband start talking, she'll kick if she's up. And it's been really good overall, y'all. Like, second trimester has been really, really good. Hey, it's the day of my glucose test. I am 25 weeks in a few days, and I am about to head up there to my appointment time. So last appointment they gave me the glucose shrink that everyone dreads, including myself. So they gave me the glucose crush. It's not focusing, but this one doesn't have any dyes or anything in it. I'm not gonna drink this one. Instead I ordered the fresh test, which I probably have seen on social media. But basically it's an alternative without a lot of additives. It only has 3 ingredients, including dextrose, crystallized lemon, and organic peppermint. 50 grams of sugar, just like glucose drink, but it's much better. I'm actually like late, but for me, I don't have to fast, right? They said to eat a protein breakfast, drink this 30 to 45 minutes before my appointment, and they will need to draw my blood 1 hour later, okay? So I just want to bring y'all along, and after I get done with my test, I'll talk about the alternatives that you can use. When I use a midwife, I did another alternative to the glucose test. But just in case you didn't know, there are alternatives to this, right? I'm going to go into the ingredients and all of this a little later, but right now I'm running late and I have not even ate my breakfast yet. So it's a mess. It's a mess. And I'm bringing the kids along with me to the appointment. So there's a little extra stuff, but yeah, it's time for me to go. So I just got done drinking the fresh test. I wanted to show y'all what it looked like, but it was just full of sugar, literally, that I had to pour into 10 ounces of water. I brought a measuring cup from home, a cup and a spoon, and I kind of stirred it en route. But it wasn't bad. It actually tastes like a sweet lemonade. The lemon wasn't overpowering. I could barely taste the peppermint, but it tasted really good. No gagging, no nauseousness. I feel pretty good. So now I have like an hour until they test me. I'll arrive at the doctor's office in about 5 minutes. So yeah. So I forgot to insert another clip once I got done with my glucose test, but I didn't feel bad at all after I drank the glucose, the fresh test. I actually felt pretty good. So they drew my blood. I got my results a day later. Everything looks normal, no gestational diabetes. I was of course excited because I have been feeling a little different in the morning times this pregnancy, but I'm guessing it's because I'm not getting the right amount of protein or I'm not eating the right things in the morning. But really glad that it's no gestational diabetes. And I haven't experienced had gestational diabetes with any of my pregnancies, so it was like I'm not surprised, but I was a little worried, if it makes sense, because I just feel different this time around. But it could be I'm getting older, y'all. I really have no complaints at all. The only thing with pregnancy in general is this time around, like, I am a different person when I am hungry. Like, I don't know what it is, but like when I'm hungry, I don't want to talk. Like, I need food now. It seems like I have a little attitude. Like, I just feel a different person, and I don't really like that, but it's not like something I can really control. I'm aware of it and I'm cautious of it, and I make sure I don't say anything, you know, or do anything. But it's like when I'm hungry, give me food. Like, give me food now. I need food now. I need food now. I get to smiling, you know, doing my little dance when I eat. But when I don't have food and when I'm hungry, it's like, yeah, it's no smiling going on. I don't have the energy to talk or play or do any of that. So yeah, food has been a big thing. So I did want to share just a few things. I'm going to do a whole separate video on things that I'm putting on my baby registry, things I just don't buy as a mom in general. But I did want to share a few things from my baby registry that some people already purchased for me, and some things that I've been picking up for postpartum. I forgot to mention that I have started wearing my belly support band, a belly support belt. Now, I had this from my last pregnancy, but like the back aches or the abdominal pains, or if your stomach is feeling very, very heavy, this will definitely help. This will help. It will help. So I don't have to wear it often, but there are some days where I'm like, I need a little lifting up of the stomach. Things are feeling a little intense down there. So I'm gonna leave this in my description box. Yeah, so let's get into a few things that I already have for baby girl that I'm super excited about. And once we do the full baby registry, the haul, I'm doing a full haul, but I just wanted to share a few things. So I already shared that I got these little onesies from Target. It's the Cloud Island brand, and of course I am a shop clearance first person, so these were on clearance, 50% off. So it's really, really cute. I'm not really a pink first person. This is actually not pink at all. Maybe a light pink, then like a peach, and then like a neutral color. But grab these. I also have some onesies. Someone actually gave me these. These are the long sleeve the side snap onesies. I also have the mittens built in, so I was like, these are really good. I recently wanted to get some washcloths because someone purchased like some baby body wash on my registry, so I got these little washcloths from Target. And for my like preferred baby body wash and stuff like that, I'm going with the Honest Sensitive, primarily because it's fragrance free. And then I'm also trying out the other brand I want to try is the Attitude baby body wash. I've heard great things about it. I want something that is fragrance free starting off, because I don't know if she'll have sensitive skin or if the essential oils will bother her, irritate her, and stuff like that. So for the most part, I did put the Honest Sensitive Skin on there. I like to avoid fragrances and stuff like that. I've also I already picked out the diaper bag that I want. when I got it, I was a little disappointed, but someone did purchase it for me. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna see how it works, right? How well it works for me. This is the Skip Hop formal diaper bag. So I like it because like I am going to be exclusively breastfeeding. I never use bottles. My kids don't take bottles or pacifiers. So I'm like, I don't need backpacks with the bottle space. And this backpack doesn't have that. So I'm like, this should be good. I am going to cloth diaper though. So we shall see if it can hold all the stuff I need. But so far, that's what I have for that. I also have this portable changing pad. For most of my stuff on my registry, it's like a black, solid black, because I'm like, I'm not sure if we're having more kids, you know, and I don't want it to be like girly and we have a boy next or whatever case may be. So I just went with like mostly black for diaper bags, changing pads, for a stroller, things of that nature. That's the color black. Other things I got were my nursing cover. It's in the sage color. I am really big on sage this time around. I'm not really sure why. Like sage and peach, cream, those type of colors. I don't want to do like all pink. I'm thinking about adding a little purple, but for the most part my colors have been like a coral, peach, sage, cream. That's been my vibe. Now I did get some bibs, and these are more of the more girly colors, but as y'all can see, it's more like a boho vibe. It's kind of my vibe. So it does have like a little brown, a little purple. Isn't there blue in here? I haven't opened it, but also some burp cloths to kind of match the bibs. And if you check out my registry, you see it's pretty minimal. I'm putting stuff that I really need on there that I'm going to use. Also I put two little baby turbans on my registry, so these are really cute. And then you have this high contrast book thing that babies need in the beginning because they can't see color. So we just got an extra one. We do have like something left over for my son, but not like this. So those are a few things that I have for my registry. And I did start to get like you know, purchasing wipes. So I will be cloth diapering, but I do like to do disposable wipes, especially when I'm gonna go. So I like this brand, the Happy Hues. They sell these on the Target website. This is a black owned brand. I like these. I tried them out with my son, so I got a pack of these. I'm not sure if baby would like these, but these are fragrance free, infused with shea butter. So I started to get wipes little by little, just so it's not like overwhelming to buy like boxes and boxes at a time. And then I also really enjoyed Millie Moon. I know they've changed their diapers, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't do their diapers again, but I really enjoyed the diapers with my son in the beginning. Usually after I had a baby, I usually take like a month or two to do disposables, just so I can heal and rest and do things, you know, slow and not have to worry about laundry, boo-boo cloth diapers. But Millie Moon, I did like the diapers. Now I have a few other diapers in mind that I'm gonna try out, but I kind of still like their wipes, right? So I started to get diapers and wipes. There are some diapers that I do want to try out this time. It's the Parasol brand as well as the Kudos brand. So those are probably the only 4 things that I do. Also the Honest brand. I do have some of the Honest wipes as well. Just not close by for me to get, but yeah, that's pretty much second trimester in a nutshell. My kids are super excited. They ask how big the baby is each week, and it's just exciting to see. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, any comments, feedback. I also just start to check the clearance aisles, y'all. Check the markdowns. Like, I'm always searching for good markdown just to save money for my household, right? And so I saw that Lancino has some raspberry leaf tea, and it's organic, 100% natural, whole leaf. So So it's raspberry leaf and peppermint. Only 3 ingredients. And of course, the raspberry leaf tea is good to start drinking in your 3rd trimester. This one right here said begin at week 36 of your pregnancy. But there are other sources that say just 2nd trimester to start toning the uterus for labor and stuff like that. So I'll get more into that once we reach 3rd trimester and I start nesting and showing you how I prepare for a natural unmedicated birth. But this was on sale and I'm like, I had to grab it. I went back today to see how many they had left and they were all gone. So I'm like, oh gosh, I should have got more. But yeah, it said herbal support for the final weeks of pregnancy and labor. I did drink this with my son in 3rd trimester. I also had ordered a 3rd trimester tea from another brand. I forgot what brand it was, but it was very, very good. Where I used to drink it with a little honey on there, in there. But yeah, I'm super excited, y'all. Super excited. Super excited. One thing I really learned throughout this pregnancy is you are going to learn something each time, right? If you ask the right questions, if you have the right people around you, if you do your research, like, it's important to research things. I think a lot of people go into pregnancy and go into labor thinking that people are going to tell you what you need to know, but it requires you to do your research before you get to labor, before you get to your last few weeks. You don't want to make decisions at the very last minute. You don't want to have to reach out to 5-6 different people for their opinions when you are in labor. Like, you're vulnerable, you're not thinking logically, you're emotional, you're in pain. So it's the best time to start preparing now, thinking of your birth plan, right? Thinking of your do's and don'ts, asking your provider certain questions, going to tour the hospital if you're doing a home birth or at the birthing center, whatever the case may be. Like, prepare so you're not in a position to where you don't enjoy your experience with labor, right? Or it's an outcome that you didn't want, right? So that's something I've been really big on, carving out time to read up on certain things, right? To refamiliarize myself with some things that I really knew a lot about my first time around. Even thinking about like doing childbirth classes or classes at the hospital, you know, to just get a refresh of the information that I knew and used the first few times. It's been 3 years, like 3.5 years since I've had a baby. So much has changed and I need refreshers on certain things. So yeah, I'm just so excited. I've been having a time. I've been really embracing it. The little kicks are so adorable. They are starting to be a little intense already. But as my OB said, she was like, of course, each subsequent pregnancy, your pelvis starts to spread a little earlier, which results in you feeling more forceful kicks and stuff like that. So each pregnancy, things are starting to happen earlier and earlier in terms of your body. So that's why you show earlier. That's why you feel certain stuff earlier. So yeah, it's been a really great trimester. Like a really great trimester. All praises for no issues, no complications. Praying for a healthy remainder of my pregnancy as well as delivery and things of that nature. If you're watching this and you're pregnant, congratulations. Please take note of some things that I've said. I will be making another video in 3rd trimester. It'll probably be nesting videos, maybe a baby registry video, or just homeschooling in 3rd trimester when your energy is very low. Something like that. These are videos that I will probably be watching, right? Because you need that motivation. It's not only you that's feeling tired. It's not only you that still wants to show up for your family and do all of the things. So yeah, if you're new here, consider subscribing if you're not, right? Especially if you know you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, especially if you know you want to homeschool in the future, or if you just want a mom to give you like experience, her experience and advice and things of that nature. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go any further with this video. I've talked a great deal, but yeah, Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.